So, real quick, let's just recap everybody's character real quick. So I will go. What I'm saying. So Jake, would you tell us about your character and introduce yourself? Start with Jake.
Yes, Harpatkand is quite a character. He is tries to avoid trouble whenever is necessary. He's learned that books, as well as guns and ideas, can be very dangerous. So he's very careful about where he tries to associate himself in those regards. And while he is possibly cowardly by nature, he will never miss the opportunity to try and get somebody else out of trouble by imposing what he thinks is the best way forward in order to do that.
All right.
Except
And
saving young women that are trapped in the imaginary realm.
That's a
and
step too
Oxy.
far.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Foxy and I'm playing Ari Saltz in this game. An occultist that did not introduce normie to magic at all. It's falsely accused. But yeah, I am just a normal librarian and I know nothing of magic. But if you want books, magical illusions are on IOL 6 and let's see, sleight of hand will be IOL 10.
All right. And back to Horrific.
Greetings, one and all. I am Aldrich, the illusionist. I'm just a humble performer. I like to entertain the masses. I like to bring joy rather than sadness to the world. This old magic malarkey, I never really believed in it. And then just one day, just like that, it happened to land right in my lap. And next thing I know, I find myself in an occult library and part of an organization having to deal with magic every day. So it was a bit of a life change, but as always, make hay where the sun shines. We try and get on with it. I try to avoid a fight, but if it comes down to it, I can be quite handy with a cape.
And again, I am Lagmaster. I'm Brian Coker, and I am your GM for tonight. And so, when last we left off, you had gone to the library. You had done some research. You were searching for this missing college girl, Alicia and Mendez, and you have been you suspect that she has managed to transport herself into another dimension, realm of dreams of some sort, and you had gone to your light keeper, and you had started talking with her about what, and she has helped equip you guys to help you get ready for the situation to best to help rescue Alicia from where she is, and you've come across some thugs that have tried to get in the way of the situation, and led by Emiliano Camardo, and then you beat down the street thugs
I
that
did no
that you were
such
fighting.
thing. I was in the basement.
Well, one of them got beat down. The other one kind of beat somebody up. So you were on your way out of the bookstore when you are confronted by Chief Inspector Gerhard Tottenham and his assistant, Inspector Lucretia Blades. So you, those are the two that are standing in front of you, along with a couple of bobbies that are there, and they are asking if you will go with them.
It's been a really long day. I just want to go home today. Maybe come back tomorrow.
Chief Inspector, I think what my colleague here, Ari, is trying to say is she would love to accompany you to have perhaps a 5 à 7 or a small meal accompanied by some light, nice conversation. And Inspector Blaze, is it? It would be my pleasure to make your acquaintance as well, and perhaps we can also go for drinks and a light coup d'etat if you'd like. And perhaps Aldrich will entertain us with some of his magical illusions.
Maybe, you never know. You could be lucky. There's an inn just down the road. They do a nice pint of mead and student prizes, as we're on the campus grounds. Maybe we could give that a go.
You've got the inspector's attention with that, but Chief Inspector Gerhardt is definitely not of the opinion that he should be going to dinner with you.
Oh, well, if dinner's too formal, then, quick old pint is just as good, and we can chat there. It's been a long day.
He says
quite odd. You strike me as a
What?
Chief Inspector, you do strike me as a social type. That is the only reason why I suggested it.
He looks down at his uniform and looks back at you.
And
right.
Sir, might I add, thank you for your service.
He says, the less anyone knows of my services, the better.
Really,
Okay.
guys?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Which is why we've never met before.
I'll pat him on the shoulder. Yes, of course. Yes. Secret squirrels. We like our secret squirrels, don't we? I'll look over at his partner and go.
So what
No,
what you're gonna need?
no
What
doubt.
you need is to convince them to leave you all alone with a sway or a if you're gonna do sway would probably be the one. Read maybe to see what you think they're really after.
I have.
We'll do a read because
Two.
I have no sway.
I have 2 in the pool.
Obviously, if you have points, you can share those points by helping by doing or saying something to help them out.
Is that in the black one, the pool? Then I can share those.
Oh,
I know exactly what they want.
So you're looking at them, and you're pretty sure. You're pretty sure Lucretia Blaze is more aware of how all these different secret societies in the town operate. She may even be sympathetic towards Candela's particular method of doing things. They're less violent than the OUP. They tend to take things out of the public to protect others from the bleed and things like that. Whereas the OUP will literally squash people to the point of putting them into mental hospitals for admitting that there's magic. The chief inspector, he believes that he believes that Candela is just as much a problem as they are a solution, and would rather throw all of Candela in jail and get them out of the way.
So I will put my finger on the chief inspector's chest. Like, I have done nothing wrong today, and just leave me go home. I want to go to bed. I want to go to sleep, and just get out of my way.
And he says,
and
we have beds.
No, actually, I think that was her role. I think I'm going to try the sway role.
Okay.
But of course, I'm not going to try to sway the chief inspector or the special inspector. I want to sway the rest of my party to hear what they have to say, because I was just attacked by thugs from the mob. And, I may want to get on these guys' better side to see what's up and running. So, yes, as much as I'm allowed to use my sway to sway other other party members, which I can't do. That is the purpose of my dialogue. So perhaps I would say I'm going to sway the inspectors to interrogate us or question us in a much more acceptable location where we're having a casual conversation, preferably somewhere where the mob can see that we're talking to them and chummy with them. I don't want to be taken into the police station or whatever passes for one in CO, but
Okay.
I'd like to be taken to a public place and, kind of, I'm going to be chummy.
Okay, well, let's go
Which
ahead
is
and see what
why
that.
I put Ari on him and me on her.
Okay.
You do know I'm pissing people off because I have no patience with other people at all.
I think you're perfectly charming. And I've always believed that.
Sounds like me in real life.
So
coffee shops?
go ahead and give me that sway roll.
All right, and I choose the red one.
Can I help you?
The red star if you have it.
Before I was going to say before you rolled.
Oh well,
You-
he got a 5 on the gilded, so he's sitting there thinking about it. He's looking at the time. He looks across the street. There's this open cafe over there, and he says, "You're paying for your own."
Inspector, I Blaze, I would never have a lady pay for her own drinks. That's unseemly.
Relax. I have it covered. Let's go sit down and see if we can.
You go
put
sit
our
down.
heads
They have
together.
it's a cafe. They've got like light sandwiches, things like that. Stuff that's easy to make, quick to make, mostly fresh, not cooked. So, but they do have fairly good smelling coffees and teas that from what you can smell coming out of the place.
Yeah, just asking for like a couple of trays, put in the middle, and
All right. So they bring out a thing of hot water and several like a sampler of their teas and a strainer for coffee.
I'm searching for one that makes a person sleepy, Camille, or that kind of tea.
Okay.
Because we really need to dream tonight to do this. And if I drink coffee, I will be up all night.
Lavender chamomile.
Inspector.
Yep. Yes.
I'm going to have a coffee because I prefer not to. I prefer not to drink letters of the English alphabet. So I'm Inspector. You strike me as a married person, correct?
Which one, the Lucretia or Gerhardt?
Gerhardt. Yeah, but I'm speaking with both of them at the table.
So she kind of gives you a side look as when you ask that question, and Gerhardt says, "I was married."
Well, let me tell you, I was also married, and I had a strange encounter with my wife once, and please use this as a cautionary tale. I once told my wife that her underwear was far too revealing, that it was indiscreet, and that there was rolls of skin and flab that were protruding from the edges of it. She looked at me very angrily, and she said, "Harp, take off my underwear and put your own on." In any case, that's just a cautionary tale. My objective here is to try to get them to laugh because I want to be seen in public with them laughing.
Okay. Well,
I'm more
that would
crying than
be
laughing.
another sway roll, I think. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that could fall under.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You're trying to convince them.
Can I have 2 sway in my pool. Can I give one of those to Jake to roll?
You want to give him a
does it
dry?
have to be in the gilded?
You got to give him you can give him a dry. Is what you can give him. So
Stunning
you just
drive.
double click that red drive, and then he can increase his sway from 2 to 3.
Right. Okay.
Temporarily.
I'll do that then.
Okay.
To make that.
All right, done. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's all teamwork.
Oh my God, I fall flat. Jeez, these guys
Mixed
are
success.
So
Audience.
these are harsh.
she's stifling as much as she can a laugh, but she is definitely smiling. He blushes. He does not. He is. He's not happy about that story, but you may have struck a little too close to the truth.
I'm just like,
Anyways, we call that the breaking of the ice. How can we help you, inspectors? I mean, surely unimportant people such as us wouldn't merit the time of such important people as yourselves.
So he begins with telling you that it had come to his attention that after the OUP and the periphery had left the house that you had visited the Mendez home, that you have been asking questions about the missing child, and that is a police matter, not a private social club matter. Is what he will call you, and that
Wow.
they will be finding the child, and you should stay out of their business. Is basically what he says.
Of course.
Continue to
However,
involve yourself in it, he will have you arrested.
And what
so
a
does
fine
that
job you
mean-
did. You were only 5 minutes inside the house for investigation. We found more in the time that you took.
I think what Ari is trying to say is, if you good inspectors would like us to forget the fact that we know that this girl who's also missing saw something that the mob did that they're upset with her about, and therefore that they're also looking for her, then I'm sure that's something we could clearly forget if it's something we're not supposed to know, because that's only a police matter, of course.
You know,
Yeah,
I
and should we
doubt
forget-
that the police actually knew that the mob was following her around. They don't seem competent at all.
Ari, I think our friends in the police force have had a long day too. I know you're stressed, but I think we should maybe forget as well that some strange going-ons is happening, and our young teenage girl may not actually be on this physical plane, if that makes sense. You know, we'll probably forget about that too, because we wouldn't want to hinder the police in any way, shape, or form.
Gerhardt is trying to take all of this in. You got Lucretia's attention with about the mob, and you see her do kind of a glance around, and you see her lock in on something.
Can I follow her gaze?
Sure. So you
what's
start looking around. That should technically be a survey.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have survey.
No, I need to use a cunning
So-
drive.
Okay, yeah, you can use one of your drive and then just roll one die.
How do I?
So just change the black tool to 1 temporarily, and right here I can do that for you. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not letting. Oh, there it is. Right, cool, worked.
What would I have
damn.
been able to kind of like nod to give her a little like additional boost to that at the expense of some CO resource that I might have?
If you wish to share a die, you could like maybe using your understanding of survey, maybe you saw what direction she looked a little bit better, so you could give her a die, so she could roll a second one.
Go ahead, die.
That's
I mean,
good.
have a die. That sounded bad.
I put it back in for you. You can just re-roll it and take the better of the two.
Yeah.
Okay, roll the 6.
Yay!
So yeah, you kind of
Laser
walk in
vision.
and you realize that off in the over near one of the alleys, you see one of the thugs that you had gone up against earlier.
Oh, great, Jake. They're looking for Sarah.
I think at that I'm going to order one of the most expensive items that this cafe is known for.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that it's something really big. And when they bring it, I'm going to go, oh my God, I did not realize the size of this. I can't possibly eat it myself. And I'm going to cut it into pieces for everybody and share it, with the inspectors and
they
stuff.
make some pretty good desserts here. So you've got the Great Wall of not China, but whatever.
Yeah. And
Chocolate
then
cake
while the
that is
thug is looking, I'm going to go, this is really good, isn't it, Inspector? And what do you think, Chief Inspector?
he takes a bite. Lucretia kind of leans over and whispers, and he perks up. He looks over, and he gestures to the two lackeys that are standing there not eating, and and says, "I will excuse myself and see to this matter." And he walks off with his guys directly at them. They hightail it down
Okay.
the alley.
I want to be seen laughing profusely. I want to see seen laughing profusely with them, so that the thugs see I'm laughing.
No, it doesn't happen. The thugs just hightailed it out because the police is going after them. But
it was enough.
Yeah,
I understand what he's doing.
Yeah, we have protection. We have friends.
But at that I say, and that's the police for you. If they left out of the back door, they could have surprised the thugs and actually apprehended them. But now they're probably going to lose them.
It's more about just sending a message.
But Lucretia is still sitting
I understand
there.
that.
I know.
Lucretia's still there?
Lucretia, yep.
Yeah, and I know. I'm saying this directly into her face.
Yeah, I know you're being your character. I get it.
So tell us more about this stuff that we're not supposed to know. What would this child possibly have seen that are creating the interest in the mob? How much danger is she in? If we do find her, not that we're going to look for her, but sometimes things happen. And if we do find her, what precautions do we need to take to protect her while we're bringing her to the police?
He says, "Yeah, you're going to. I know that you're going to go and find her. You're going to try to find her. She is, and I agree. She is probably not here. If anything, she found something Old Farron, and there's lots of stuff out there. Some of it's quite dangerous. Obviously, this mob. My suspicion is that she was seen in that other place. Supposedly, one of the members of the esoteric order of Ascendant Star is reported to have some sort of magic artifact that allows him to travel in between places. That's the rumor.
Do you have a name?
Moreau.
You see, I actually put it down in a notebook.
Be careful. He can be dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's not
well. Fortunately for us, so can Aldrich.
That's I wouldn't say dangerous. I just look after myself. I like to make people smile, not cry. It's not a good thing in the world.
She tells you her nephew loved your last show.
Oh well, thank you. I'm gonna next time I see you in the audience, I'll make sure to tip my hat.
He catches you at least once a week.
Trick. He has this new trick. It's called the Circle Cape. Amazing what he can do with that.
I think that might have been a one-time performance off the cuff that just pulled me out of a spot. But Chief Inspector, obviously we don't want to tread on each other's toes. I think we have the same goal in mind. A young girl has dabbled in things she shouldn't have and got herself into a little bit of a pickle. And
get her home. I'll try to keep the Chief Inspector off your back. Get her home.
Yep. Speaking of her home, the rest of her family might be under observation and possibly in a teeny weeny bit of trouble with our other compatriots who decided to introduce themselves earlier tonight.
I will put a couple of people watching.
I'll
try to keep it discreet. South Stofford is not a fun place to hang out.
To be honest, if you knock on the door, I'm sure the lady of the house would offer them seating arrangements inside with a cup of tea and everything, just to keep watch. You know.
I'll see if that she would be amenable for at least for the 24 hours at least.
And
Ari,
then we will.
did you hear the good news? The child has been found. Aldrich knows where the child is. He just said she's in a pickle. We just have to find the right one.
Yes, let's find some pickles.
That is the plan, is to find the right pickle, because there's quite a few pickles in the jar.
Yep.
And that's our next mission.
There's a lot of brine for those pickles.
And we need Monroe to find the right pickle. So let's go see him next.
You want to go and find Monroe. Oh boy. Or Moreau. You want to go after Moreau. Well, you know that Moreau, or you are able to find that Moreau has a high-end store in the area known as Silver Slip, which is, if you're looking at the map on the base, is in that 9 area. It's a large area. It's a shopping area. It's the government and it's also part of the shopping area. So a lot of your government buildings are here, and then a lot of your more high-end shops are here because there's lots of money.
And I turn to Lucretia and says, thank you very much for the tip. We will be sure to follow up on that.
She nods, picks up her hat, puts it back on, heads away, and drops a couple of bills to cover.
Please.
She's like, "Are you sure?
Absolutely.
You're helping us." Okay.
We're helping a young girl. I think semantics are out of the side. We're not here to fight. We're not here to step in each other's toes. Please, just let us have this one.
Okay.
You will pay the next one.
I'm gonna kind of move out of the way of the table to unobscure to everybody in the cafe that we paid for it.
All right. How well do you tip?
As well as I can. No, I want to make us a bit of a show.
Okay. Waiter's very happy. He goes from being pretty stoic to very, very happy.
I mean, we
he
probably
did a
come
good
here.
job,
I mean, we've probably come here sooner and often because it's near the bookstore. And if we tip badly, he might spit on our sandwiches or something. So, yeah, you want to keep this one friendly.
Yeah,
especially with my characters.
Ari, I think we need to have a talk about relationship building. we don't need the police after us as well.
I mean, I think I'm doing.
They're
a
a precious
job.
lot. They deal with one realm. They don't have the pickles that we have to unravel, and they don't quite understand. Not their fault.
They understand plenty. One of them actually wants to destroy all things related to the pickles.
That's a knee-jerk reaction. People say that, but they don't always mean it. Just let's start building bridges, because we've got things like the mob. And
Adi, go ahead and give me well, you don't have survey. But Harpod does. Go ahead and give me a survey after the fact.
Yeah, well, we're sitting having our debates about the philosophies of.
So you're pretty sure. You're pretty sure that she's carrying a device that would nullify magic around her.
Mm-hmm. And at that 6 roll, I'm going to also remind Aldrich that the last time that he performed an illusion involving exposing his pickle, he was told by the constabulary not to do that anymore.
That sounded so bad.
Well, yeah, what can I say? 3 rums in, and I'm anybody's. It was a hijinks night.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, given a wonderful performance. The hat was full at the end of the show.
Not call it a pickle when Ulrich is regarded.
The first part was heartwarming. I'll give you that. Yes. The first part of that show was very heartwarming. The second part, well, it's a good thing it was after 10 o'clock at night.
Well, it was in the red lamp district. So
Harpitka, please refrain from calling it a pickle if it's regarding Ulrich's shows.
Of course, my fine lady. Yes, we wouldn't want to hurt your sensibilities. Delicate flower such as you are.
Thank
All right.
you.
I think she needs to go out for the weekend and try a few pickles and calm down. That's part of her problem. I just muttered.
Silvercliff
Ooh.
is sun is starting to go down. All of the government buildings are definitely closing their doors, but shops, restaurants, those types of things are opening. There's a couple of high-end art galleries in here, and that's kind of what you're heading towards is a art gallery that also specializes in ancient artifacts. And Moreau's Menagerie. So you've come across Moreau.
Ooh.
You walk in, you get the feeling that he probably hires his sales staff right out of the red lamp district. They're not dressed much more than a red lamp worker would wear. Where there's a lot of things that go on in that area that is more adult in nature.
Aldrich, that show, appropriate here.
Yeah, I go to her packet. Is there something about the higher up the ladder they go, the more grease they use?
I didn't pick the picture. But,
No. Like,
I mean, it looks like an evil guy, right?
yeah, exactly. It's no, I'm just playing with it.
Yeah.
Just having a.
But yeah,
hard to
looks
tell
all
the
very
villains
serious.
from the art, right?
Hey, there you go. Go with the stereotypes. Yeah. But
I don't know. I remember my uncle Eric, unmarried at the age of 30, had a similar mustache.
Looks good for twirling. I bet he twirls. Let's see if he's a twirler.
yes, he's all like, yes. He's got a white cat he's petting.
Sir Morel, I take it.
He's looking around. Oh, yes. He looks over. He looks. Is any of you wearing anything? Aldrich, you're kind of dressed nice. He almost ignores the fact that Foxy spoke first to look at you to see what you wanted, because obviously these are your hanger-on.
I'm your lovely assistant in this case.
Yes. That's pretty much the way he treats you.
I'm behind door number 1.
So he's looking around and says, what can I interested in? We've got a couple of modern pieces over here. We've got, which is like Art Deco style type stuff. You've got a couple of we got some stuff from downtown over here. Downtown, he's referring to under the city where a lot of the old fair relics are brought up. Foxy, give me a sense roll, or anyone else, or if you can too.
I can do sense. Nice.
You got a 6. All right. So there is definitely stuff in here that that is emanating at least light levels of bleed.
In my inventory, I still have the soak thing and the vial to contain bleed.
Well, with the 6, you know how to handle it without. But I mean, basically, you're getting the
magical vibes.
Magical vibes off of several of the artifacts in here.
Are they unusual bleeds or just the usual stuff that you would find every day?
It's not stuff you would find every day. There are definitely old Farron artifacts. There's a little statue of a what looks like you would know them as the Hollows. It's a statue. It's a humanoid form with a beast for a head. It looks articulated, as in like the arms and legs could move, but it's made out of rock.
I speak their language. Do I see anything attached to it?
There is very small runic writing all over the object.
But no spirit or creature anywhere near it.
That one is one of the ones that definitely has some bleed coming off of it. Also, he is wearing a brooch around his neck that's probably the highest amount of bleed you are coming in contact with. The brooch that he is wearing.
I will ask, how much for this piece?
Which one? The statue?
Brooch.
The brooch? He says it is not for sale.
And the statue?
Statue? He lists an exorbitant price. Says with the right words, it moves on its own.
But how high of a price was it?
It's one of those.
Would I have 6,000?
That would be like almost 2 years worth of pay.
Yeah, but would I have that?
No, I would say you probably don't. You're still getting into your career unless you want to be exorbitantly wealthy.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
think it has a credit score, sort of.
I'll
it doesn't
say
really.
maybe later.
I'm sure they have a very attractive layaway plan.
It's the last one. We found 3.
But
and you sold 2 at those prices already.
Oh yes.
I'll have to commend you,
I believe one was bought as a gift to her husband, the current mayor.
And while they are talking
the second
to him,
one...
can I make notations of the runes?
Went to a thriving businessman. He lives up in the eaves. He has quite a collection of old Baron art.
Ah, that's quite odd because I thought I saw the exact same thing when I went to visit Baron Count de Monet.
Well, there may be others. They're not easy to find. We believe them to be child's toys.
I will be right back.
Obviously, favorite child's toys? And I sort of nudge and a wink.
They are the children's toys from an ancient civilization, but they still work. He leans over and whispers something very, very imperceptibly, and it proceeds to walk around in a circle and give you some sort of salute, and then goes back into its standing position.
I'm thinking of a movie. Don't think it was Jason and the Argonauts, but it might have been actually. Some of the animatronics here. No, sorry.
It does. Actually, it moves way too smooth for it to be. It's kind of eerie. It moves very smoothly. It doesn't have that stop motion or anything like that. It's like it came alive for a second, moved, and then stopped.
I start calculating, going, 6,000. That's 6 shows. Oh God, I could do something with that. Oh, the audience would love it.
Jake,
what else? I don't sort of get what else?
Slightly at you, and then shift back. It shifts its head slightly at Jake, and then looks back, and then moves its head back.
Can I... Let's see. I'm going to try a... Would it be intuition drives to try to figure out this thing a little better, or not really?
You could use focus. You don't have sense. You could use focus or survey.
All right,
I'll just say to him,
survey then.
well, Jason, I'll just be like, well, if these are the child's toys, the adult toys must be fascinating. True wonders.
Well, the actual statues are purported to move. They're, 3-4 meters tall. The largest one is a giant dragon. It's 10 meters.
Heavy?
They're all made out of solid stone.
Yeah, that'll be a bit of a problem for transport. Shame though. I could just picture it. The lights come on.
He shows you a sketch that he's got in a foot binder. He opens it. This is what they look like.
Oh, yes.
And behind the dragon is actually the entrance to the palace. Supposedly. It's very difficult for anyone to get down this hallway.
Doesn't breathe fire by any chance? Or is that an optional extra?
I mean, these are not. Those are in place. They are the guardians of the entrance to the palace. And when I say guardians, they
can dance as well as guard, surely?
If you wish to try.
So what did I miss?
He's showed a picture of the of what these statues are based on. This is actually the entranceway to the palace in Old Fair, which is underneath New Fair.
And I'm trying to sell him the idea of dancing, and if we could get a mechanism to make it breathe fire, and the audience just being, just high enough above their heads to make them go woo.
Okay.
And I could just see the spectacular.
The trick is getting it to breathe it above people's heads.
Yeah, that's obviously that's that would take a bit of testing and adjusting.
But while they were talking to the occultist, I was actually trying to quickly draw the notes of the words around the statue on a.
Hence the distraction.
So that would be the survey.
Yep.
Okay, I'm that great at it. Can I get a 1 again?
I'm sorry, not survey. Focus. That would be focus.
Oh, focus is easy for me. See, a 5.
All right. So with a 5, you're looking at it. It's descriptive words, but you're suspicious this may be names.
No, I want to write down the names and how they are placed on the statue. So quickly sketching the statue, the names, where they go.
Okay. So you're writing. One of his assistants is kind of walking over.
I ignore. Dear,
now,
you need to get some honey for your throat. It sounds awful. And I keep sketching and writing down.
She's like, you can find those in books.
No. And I keep sketching and writing down.
She rolls her eyes.
Books can be very dangerous things.
What can we say? We'll have a chronicler.
Says something about, jabbing people with them. It's become our running gag.
Actually slamming them on the heads. And can you believe people dog ear books? Really?
Says personal books, maybe.
But after I have actually taken notes of this statue and how the placement of the names are, I will head back to the group and say, well, We need your help, Mr. Manuel.
You want? He says, what? I mean, I'm offering you everything that is available.
Except your brooch.
No, that's not available.
No, but we need you to use it to locate a little girl.
Give me a read. Somebody give
Okay.
me a read. The moment you mentioned looking for a little girl.
There must be a better way to broach this subject.
Really?
Unfortunately, we
With a
brought the
stick.
sledgehammer with us. For
With a stick. Yeah, you got his attention. He you need to do one of the stars, not the score. There you go with the 5. And you got the red on the gilded, so the 5 on the gilded. So if you wish to get a point spent back, you could do so. That was who was that? It doesn't give a
I
name.
lost a drive, but it was someone else who rolled that one.
that was me.
Was that?
That was myself.
Okay, Aldrich, did you spend a point in that? Yeah, you did. You're down to 3, so you gained 1 back. You're at 4 now.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, he definitely responds to the fact that you asked him to help you look for a little girl. He says, "Well, I am all ears. How can I help?"
But it's not for the same reason you think.
Well, you see, we found a way to actually follow in the girl's footsteps. We just need to know a location.
He almost says another, but he's like, there's a way to. Where did she go? Is she on a boat? He's trying to recover, but it's lousy.
Just like, do you have a side room for more personal clients?
Also, not what you think.
No, just a bit public here. I think we know what each other's talking about, so shall we?
He invites you back to there's a small little conference room, he's got like a little bar set up in there. Indicates the beverages, looking to see if you want something.
Oh, couldn't I'm stuffed. Appreciate the
So
offer.
I will take something.
Okay. He pours off a little bit of this red tinted whiskey that you would know as scarlet whiskey.
Nice.
He sets it down a couple of fingers of scarlet whiskey and asks either of you. The stuff is practically
thank you. Don't mind
illegal.
if I do.
So he pours off another couple fingers and sets it down, and Aldrich.
Oh, well, if you insist, I wouldn't want to be rude.
I mean, he's probably poured up, a good 50 bills worth of drink and sets them all out. These are not cheap.
So I'll just take a sniff and
there is good stuff out there. There's bad stuff out there. This is like above good. And this is a drink that will get you drunk very quickly, and it also is slightly hallucinogenic. So all the edges of everything suddenly appear
Yeah, that's
sharper.
why I will not drink it until we leave. But still,
you're not going to down it in one either, because that would be silly.
But yeah, there's definitely effects, and you see that brooch that he is wearing is now just sparkling. Other items that are in the other room, apparently it definitely hones in a little bit on the magic. All the items that are creating bleed. The goblin. Is that what you're seeing?
Wow.
I think someone redeemed it.
Apologies for my companions. They're a little innocent, shall we say.
So, about the other way, the other approach. Yes, there's another way than your approach to go there. And Yes, I know how. But the problem is that we need to go to the exact location as the little girl.
It's in that library, isn't it?
Actually, I can probably share it with you. But it will cost you. Especially since you rudely ignored me earlier.
Or I can just send somebody to go retrieve it.
Good luck. I erased
Can
our
we-
tracks.
Can we try?
We
started off
spoke
so
about
well.
honey. We spoke about honey. Remember that
Yes, and
conversation
I
we had?
offering him
Honey.
the spell. But it's going to cost.
It's
Work the audience. Work the audience. You know what I'm talking about, my friend, don't you?
So, about the price I want. Like I said, we need the location of the little girl. You know where the little girl is. At least you can
I know what you are.
possibly show us. And I have the spell you want. We both know that if you were to mass produce your little trinkets, you would probably earn more than we ever would seen in our lifetimes. And all I ask is that you fund the little girl and her brother's education.
I've already contributed to the
Fair.
college.
No, I mean these two personally.
nice.
It would be
She is-
pocket
she
change
is in
for
a
you.
place where she should not be. And as such, I'm not sure I want her there. Nor do I want others.
We are simply going there to retrieve her and make sure she won't be going there anytime soon again.
Are you convinced her to do that? You might not be able to discuss the deal.
I think her experience will help sway her too, because it sounds like she's got herself in a bit over her head. You know, what started off as mild curiosity's kind of escalated a little bit, and we just want to bring it back down to normal and go about our lives. I'm sure you can appreciate that. You have much more important things to do than worry about us. We have plenty of distractions.
Of course, if you pay her education and her brothers, you always have an eye on her.
It's an interesting thought. I'll give it some thought.
Suppose a potential employee in the future, somebody gifted that's able to work things out with very little training and very intuitive, people like that.
Give me a read.
You want me to give a read?
Sure.
Right, do I click the red one, do I?
The red one?
Boink!
Oh, with a 6. And
You
a
actually
drive.
get a drive
You get a point back. Yep. Did you use a drive? Yes, you have. You got one back.
I don't know, click the red one. I don't know what the red one, I just...
Well, the red one, if you
doesn't-
succeed with the
alright.
red one, you get a drive back.
That
The black
sounds
one
good.
is just a success.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good.
All right. So, you're looking at him. You're realizing, you're getting the feeling that brooch allows him into that dreamscape, and he's using it for some sort of nefarious purpose.
Oh yeah, I am totally aware of that. And
Okay.
I actually offered him the spell to make more of those.
Well, it wouldn't allow him to make that particular brooch. This works slightly differently. It's an actual physical item that does it without using the
Yeah, but mostly when you have the spell, you might be able to eventually craft an item that uses the spell the same way.
He
Which
considers
is lovely and all that, but at the end of the day, that's our friend's business, and I have really no interest what people do. Done a few naughty things in my time, I still might do a few naughty things in my time because that's just the way the world works.
Oh, and
some people are very rigid. Our new police inspector friend really needs to undo that top button. I think it's choking her choking his brain. You know, who wants to be like that, eh? So rigid and stuck to the rules.
Well, it's not just that. As an occultist, Adi, you have been hired by some somewhat rich people who have complained of nightmares keeping them from getting good sleep, like multiple days of being attacked by nightmares. You're getting the feeling that he may actually have that kind of control with that brooch. And he has been studying each of you intently.
Oh, nice.
Plenty of coffee tonight, then.
I have enough doll copies of myself in this place.
No, he means that we are getting a nightmare visit if we agitate
And I
this
don't
guy.
want, and I don't want any pins and needles in my dolls either.
Mm-hmm.
No, but hence what I said. More important things to worry about than us. Let's keep it amicable and just get the mission achieved. And
yes,
so,
you should tell
maybe
me
never
when you find
cross
her.
paths again, unless you want to have a performance sometime.
So where can we find her?
You should tell me when you find her.
But can you describe the location where she currently is?
In the Land of Dreams.
You cannot describe where in Land of Dreams.
It's her dream. I saw her before she entered it, but she disappeared. When I find it, she'll know.
It seems that I don't need to give you the spell then, either.
I'll find it. But thanks for letting me know it's there.
Like I said, I erased my tracks. You won't be able to find it.
Lower stacks, green room. Y'all enjoy your evening.
But I'm certainly will. And thank you for this. This is your generosity knows no bounds. I'll finish my drink and I'll stop up.
Harry, I'm feeling a little dizzy, but did we just get one-upped?
I think just a bit of jousting, bit of fencing. Unfortunately,
Are we any further towards our goal of finding the girl?
I don't think we've made ourselves a new friend, but thanks for that, Ari. You really just why? As we're walking outside the door and down the shape. Why? Why do you do this?
What'd you do?
He knows where she is.
Yes, and we know that we know that he knows, and he knows that we know that he knows that we know, etc., etc. It's the game.
Oh, stop that.
How many times have I told you about playing the game?
I played the game. I
the
gave
world
an
is
offer.
not just your books. There's more outside your books. A whole big world that you'll never find the rules for. I've been trying to teach you the last couple of years, and you just will not play.
Like I said, I gave him a deal.
Fun. Yeah, you may as well have hit him over the head with a sledgehammer.
Then I didn't hear you make a counter offer.
I'm
assuming too busy trying to put out the fires you were setting.
I'm assuming y'all are arguing while you're walking back to your place. Okay.
Yep.
Also, I'm
this is an occurrence. Just walking there, blah 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 blah. And
also, I am a bit hallucinogenic, so I'm saying, were you always bald?
That's
that woman over there. She's wearing really not enough clothing.
She's wearing enough for what she needs. Come on, if you two need to get out of the university more. God, how did I end up with these nerds?
You get over into the harbor area where your headquarters is, and you get yourself inside. Jake, go ahead and give me one survey roll, being the kind of the physical brute-ish, close to the brute that we've got. You're probably the one that's always looking for those security risks.
I'm not the brute you want. I'm the brute you got.
Not the brute.
Right.
We need the brute we deserve.
Oh, exactly what you deserve.
Nobody's following you. Nothing to worry about.
It's all good.
Well, that's why we're arguing so freely. Don't you know it's not about who said who to what and when. It's how who say it.
I'll sort of grab my shoulders and point him back into the center of the street as he's starting to walk into a wall. Like,
And he threatened with nightmares. I see nightmare visions every day.
At least we made good friends with the police. That was a good stroke of luck. They really seem to like us.
Yeah, they sent us to a lunatic who didn't have any information. They really like us.
I think we were just meant to be aware of them, not actually confront them. But once again, Ari, you need to learn the game. You're not playing the game. Your game's different from the normal game. I don't know what game you're playing, but it's not a good one.
Again, were you always bold?
Not always, but it works.
As you're getting closer to
That's why
It's got you fascinated.
As a red hood.
as you're getting closer to the harbor area, you're looking off into the ocean area where there is the vast chasm. And there's a lot of glow coming from underneath the vast chasm. This very, very potent drink that you drank.
I
You are
think
seeing.
I am already starting to dream, guys.
You get yourselves into your little warehouse of a headquarters. You kind of built yourself a loft in the top part of it, and the bottom part is actually sometimes used as a stage for Aldrich, unless he's doing street performance. So it serves its multi-purposes, and you lay down, and the moment your head hits the pillow, you all fall asleep. Apparently, you worked long enough on that chant earlier, or that ritual earlier, that you immediately fall asleep. You open your eyes to an idyllic ocean scene. You are on the deck of a single-masted galleon, swaying in tropical cerulean waters. Crewmates scuttle to and fro, taking care of the various operations of the ship. The sun is shining. The winds are right for the brisk progress through the waves. A pod of fantastical purple dolphins follows the ship. A gaily dressed officer in mismatched calico clothing mans the helm on a raised foredeck. Gales of girlish laughter fall from the crow's nest.
To the side and throw up.
Is Olive Oil up there?
No, but she looks an awful lot like Ladybird. Just younger.
Guys, I run to the side and throw up over the railing.
Classy lady.
I'll go to our packed up. Right. Get your binoculars out.
Oh, I don't know if I brought my binoculars to my dream.
Well,
all your gear is with you.
I didn't get
good
binoculars.
thing I remembered to pack them for my dream. You do know this is a dream.
Doesn't matter. Get your binoculars out.
Right here, let me pinch you, and I'll pinch him.
Will it work?
Pinch him. It hurts.
Ow! Digital.
Oh, no, he meant it hurt me. Ow!
Wait,
Yeah.
it hurts? Damn
If
it,
you look-
that if we die in the stream, we die for real?
Looking over the side, you see that the golden words "intrepid" is emblazoned on the hull, just like in the book that she was reading.
At least we're on the right boat, I scream from the side.
Again, you hear
In
squeals
our
of laughter.
dreams.
Squeals of laughter coming from the crow's nest.
Do you think she's up there?
You look up, you see somebody that looks like her.
I shout up her name.
She doesn't appear to hear you.
Damn it. I start climbing.
Okay, it is not a simple matter. There is a strange geometry of the dream. So you will need to make a move check. This is a moderately dangerous thing because you are in the dream.
Yeah. No.
So as you are trying to traverse your way, you realize that at some point that you got a couple of, about 10 feet up, 3 meters, and all of a sudden down is up is down, left is right. It seems like any direction you move is the opposite of what you should be moving. You need to take 1 brain
Oh.
because nothing is making sense.
I'm holding out tight where I am.
Harry,
Guys,
you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
I can't
I'm
do
gonna
this.
try to float up. I'm going to try to fly up, float up. Because it is a dream, right? So I'm going to concentrate on...
All right, make me a... You don't have sense. You don't have... You do have move.
I don't have sense. That's what my wife keeps telling me.
I do have sense, but I didn't use it.
Same thing. So you like jump, you land back on your feet. You jump, you smash into the mast, like you were falling. So you take 1, because it doesn't make any sense to you, it is a brain. It's more about the idea of it being wrong than the actual physical damage.
My brain hurts.
Yeah, pretty much.
I look at these two and go, he's making this so hard. She's up there. And I'm going to try and teleport.
Oh, no.
You're going to take a bleed? You're going to take a bleed?
Yep.
Okay. So you take a bleed.
Yep.
And you teleport.
Roll sense when you perform it. An honor success, take a bleed. So
you need to roll sense.
Yep. Bum, bum, bum.
Which is your red die. Yep. With a 4. You are standing very precariously on the mast, not the mast, but there is a sail behind them that's on a smaller mast. It's not the main mast. And you are standing precariously with nothing to hold on to there.
Right. Can I see her?
You can. She is 20, what would that be? 6 meters in front of you. The wind is strong.
Can I just go, can you come down? This is not easy, you know. We need to talk to you.
She looks over and waves.
Yeah.
And your problem is you're trying to keep your balance.
Yeah, I'm like,
the boat is rolling.
Yeah. So, any chance?
She does not appear to be interested in. She is enjoying her moment.
Harry, do you see that fire axe over there? Go get it.
Aldrich,
What?
Hang on,
you're looking down, and there is a shadow under the water that is bigger than the boat, approaching the boat.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. It's a Jake's
I bet
head
you
on
it's
the second.
Monroe.
Somebody's released the Kraken.
And above you, the almost cloudless day is getting dark as simultaneously a storm begins to roll in.
But
Can I grab the mast? What I need to do,
but
just like
which
Just call me Harp for short. Most people call me Harpy. That came out
Once you
wrong.
get harpies, you can't get rid of them.
Nice inspiration. Take for yourself.
Which way is down?
You're able to climb yourself down eventually as you realize the strange geometry. You figure enough out to get down. But
if I can get down,
Harry,
can I
I know
figure
that
the
you are
same thing
strong.
out to go up?
No, all we have to do is bring this whole ship out of the dream, back to our plane. Ergo, she'll come there too. And then we'll call the fire department to get her out of the mast.
You hear her voice. It's no longer in the crow's nest, but you hear her voice coming from the helm as you hear her scream, "Storm!" And you start hearing Calico Jack telling them to batten down the hatches to do to do things. And she is suddenly at the helm, trying to help Calico keep the ship right.
Can I try running through the helm? I know I already tried this once, but I am trying again.
Okay.
This
This is
time.
either a movement.
If I use my intuition, can I focus or sense my way through?
You
God damn it.
So
I think
right now there are barrels and chests and other things that are being that the crew is trying to batten down, and that represents a physical potential occurrence here. You're trying to get there. I would say that's going to be movement to get there. You're trying to run across the deck and go get up to the top of the galley or the top of the back, the poop deck, and to try to get to where the steerage is. So,
Okay, one more try.
I know it's not your greatest skill, but hey, you got a 6.
nice.
So
Yeah.
you are able to. The ship is rolling, and you're just running a straight line as that ship is rolling. And you get over, you go up those steps, and Alicia looks over at you, not really recognizing you or realizing that you're not from here in the story. And she's like, "What are you doing? Batten down the hatches. We've got to save the ship."
Alicia, you don't have the return spell. You're stuck here.
She stops and she says, "What do you mean? All I have to do is say the same spell."
No, you have a different line to get back.
That's not right.
You didn't
And
read all the end of the book.
She says the line that she had said before, and she looks around. It didn't work. It didn't work.
No.
And then these tentacles rise up out of the water and grab onto the boat.
Am I still stuck up in the
She looks
mast?
over at you with true fear in her eyes. She says, "It didn't work."
I know. I got an extra paper here. Here's the spell. Come over.
She's like reaching for it. I need you to make a my guess would be move. The boat is going to suddenly shift on you.
Yeah, I
You can use
guess.
sense if you so choose. But this is
Can I help her with to move if I see what she's trying to do and get it to her? I'll be like, maybe picking her up and making her stretch forward more.
sure. I mean, she's not in the crow's nest anymore. She's up by the helm. She's
Yeah,
trying
that's
to help.
what I'm asking.
Here.
Am I
No,
still
but
up there?
You're gonna actually have to make a move to not fall, or you're gonna need to teleport back down.
Yeah, I'm like,
And you
Okay,
do know
well-
if you have 3 bleed, you get damage, a scar.
Four.
Just
Four.
use this.
Oh.
Use the spell to get back. Use the spell to get back. We'll take care of her. You get out of here. There's a squid. It's coming across the ship.
Right. Is that girl simple or what? Tell her to hurry up, read it, get back. Right. Okay, so I'll read my spell to get out of the dream.
I fail,
At this
guys.
point, I don't care if she's a watery tart. We gotta get out of here.
Alright. So you get slammed into the stairs. You're gonna take a body.
I have a vest for that.
Oh, you want to use the armor for that?
Yeah, the body armor.
Okay. So you understand you're using the body armor.
Yes,
It's gonna go away.
yes.
Oh,
So
so,
your body armor has soaked that bleed.
so can I try to move forward with it? If I see she falls, I'll grab the spell and I'll try to move forward. Or was my
Oh,
helping the
everyone
action and
has
we'll
an-
wait till next round?
Actually, I
Everyone
don't
has
think she
an
threw in a
extra
die for that, so I'll just throw a die for you. And you actually do succeed, but you do take that damage from hitting the, or your armor takes that damage for hitting that. But you manage to get. She stretches. She grabs it. She looks at it, and she's like, she starts trying to read it, but she's dealing with the wheel and dealing with the other. You realize this boat is fixing to come apart. What do y'all do?
Well, because of where I am,
Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship!
And you guys had studied that ritual prior to this, and you had read both parts. And all of a sudden, you find yourself waking up in the next morning.
Oh, I wanted to try something else first.
I had
Well,
the weirdest
we don't have-
dream. It was
And
about a
your
storm, but
clothes
not Stormy
smell
Daniels.
like salt water.
I
Your
actually
clothes
wanted
smell like salt water.
I actually wanted to
There
try
is-
something with her before we changed back. Like, repeat after me.
Yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get the chance.
After me!
Too bad.
So she's repeating after me, and it didn't work.
But she has the return spell. It should be fine, right?
And
Maybe
the
she's
sun
already
is,
home.
The sun is up.
should we go pay her a visit?
Go pay the Mendez family a visit.
Yeah.
Okay. You get up. You make your way back over to South
I'm
Soffit.
going to change my clothes, obviously, before.
Okay, yes,
freshen
you're
up
going
a
to
bit.
change your clothes so they don't smell like water.
Yeah.
All right.
Got to keep up appearances,
water.
you know what I mean?
You know, giant squid.
Why do I smell like salt?
I mean, there's
don't
salt
know,
encrusted in your
I-
clothes, like you've been sleeping in all night in salt water soaked clothes.
I only know that my head hurts.
That's probably because of the scarlet. All right, what was the South Soffit?
But we still have brain bleeds, right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so my head hurts.
Unfortunately, it does. And so you're back in South Soffit. You go over again. It's a maze, but you've already been there before, so you already know some of the tricks and tips to get around. You see the door. The door is slightly ajar.
That
I,
much for a 48 hours watch for the police.
No, we don't know. So I just from under the cloak. I'm just pulling back the hammer on the shotgun.
Okay.
Checking my. I'm taking it. It's not a pump action. It's just a double barrel.
I think double barrels probably.
Yeah. So I just flick the catch. Put it. Just make sure my rounds are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cartridges.
As I take my handgun out, do I notice like water dripping from the barrel out on the
Nope.
floor?
Other than the fact that all of your clothes look like they feel like they were dried and after being soaked in the ocean, that's about the only thing that you really got from it. Your beds were not like wet with the water. It was just your clothes that felt that way.
And my body armor is broken.
Yep, it is gone. But you have some in your. If you wish to replace it, you can replace it with your from
Yeah,
your headquarters.
I would have changed clothes and replaced the body armor as well.
There you go.
You do know that I'm going to give these set of clothes to our light group leader. I want characters.
If you roll a sense, you're not going to detect any bleed in them.
No, but it is still interesting. So I'm giving this to Elizabeth.
All right. So, are you stopping by Elizabeth's first? You're going. You're
I
going to
thought
South
we're heading.
South Socket? Okay.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
you're
I
just
thought
thinking
we
for
were
a
at the
later time.
headquarter.
Door is slightly ajar.
No, I thought we were at headquarters. That's why I said to drop it off before leaving.
Your headquarters, your home base for your circle.
Yeah.
Not the Candela headquarters.
Not Sharp's bookstore.
Got it. Never mind. So
The Sharp Wit.
I am not going in first, guys. I only have a knife. If they have a gun, I'm outnumbered.
No, it's okay.
Of course you're not going in first. I mean, normally it's ladies first, but at this point I will go in first.
You open
And just
the door.
a note, guys. Jake is the coward of our group, and he's going in first.
Yeah, but only because I don't realize that there's any danger there. I'm just curious.
Curiosity killed the cat.
All right. Sitting in a chair.
The Harpat cat? So we meet again.
He looks at you about the interesting choice of I forget what words are failing me today. Your pronunciation, your affectation, not dialect, but the way you said it, he kind of raises an eyebrow at you. So he's like, "Yes, we meet again."
And what of our little dreamer?
What of our little Jew? Have you found her?
You do know that this is the mob, right, Jake?
Yeah, of course. I wanted to see if they had her, and she came back, and now he's sitting here to mock us. So.
No, he says he doesn't have her, right? So clearly our plan failed last night.
He is suspiciously void of helpers, and the police are suspiciously not here. The police officers that had been promised are not here.
Yeah, that's what I said before going in. It was not good.
Don't you know already that the police
on a couch, and the boy is sitting next to her. The boy sees Aldrich, and you see a machination going on in his head. All of a sudden, he looks like he's suddenly become from scared to troubled.
I ask backwards to the boy, "Are you guys okay?"
Says, "We'll be soon," in the same language.
Did your sister come back?
He shakes his head. They hurt the men.
We know. I will tell the guys. So, the men are hurt, and you
Should not have put them here. It put them at danger.
Emiliano, by now you surely realize that our little dreamer is part of the witness protection program, and you will not gain anything by waiting for her here in this place.
Witness protection. So what you're saying is I should just go ahead and start with him.
That child there has more power in his little pinky than you are capable of imposing any harm on him about. And I realize that makes very little sense as I've been trying to make up that sentence on my own at this very moment. However, be warned that should you attempt to harm this child, not only will your dreams be plagued, but you may not have dreams anymore at all. And if there's a roll I could make for that,
that would be sway. Yeah, that would be sway. 4. He seems to be considering what you had said. Says he looks over at Lady Mendez. We'll be back. He nods at y'all and stands up, brushes his slacks off, like sitting in here has somehow sullied him. And walks towards the door.
As he
I have
walks
a funny
towards
feeling
the door,
were he to copyright that term, he'd be able to make a lot of money in the future.
Really?
I kind of feel a bit distasteful the fact that they're so pushy and not even whatever she's saying or going on is really taking a dark turn. So when he stands up, I'm going to squeeze the trigger.
Oh!
This is not going well.
Well, I am
threatening
going to
families
give
for no reason, especially the lad I've kind of grown attached to.
I'm going
the
to
fact that
give
these
you
people
an
are
extra
not going to
die.
stop.
I'm going to give you an extra die for your on your attack roll. So you actually don't have a control or a strike, but
Right.
you get a die for this. Remember, you also
Wow.
have some dice on your circle sheet. You could use a training dice from that, or you can use some of your. You actually don't have nerve dice, but I do believe you have that cool under pressure,
Yes, I do.
which would enable you to use a cunning drive.
Okay. I shall do that. I'll use a cunning drive because I've got the short, like I said, it's a sawn off because I made it into
Okay.
one. So it's under the thing. So I can just poke that up, just tilt it up, and it's a shotgun. So aiming isn't really, it's not like a precise weapon. And I'm just going to.
So that is
give
a
him
cunning
both.
drive and 1 free one. So you are looking
Yeah,
at
and
two
I
in the
cannot
pool.
help. But
So-
Jake, can you help?
If it's a cunning drive,
Nerve drive.
So am I going to double click on cunning?
I already did it.
All right. So I'm going for strike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put it under control, but I can put it on strike if you like.
No, what was it?
There you go. Because you're
I mean,
using strength.
I could help. You could take one die from me.
Well,
Oh,
I'm kind of doing this. I'm taking them by surprise because I've just, in that moment, I've realized that these people are not going to stop and this family's never going to be safe.
all right.
So it's
And
time for more.
Rebecca, you are giving him.
We've tried to play nice, and it's time for more direct action.
Okay. Yep. Right now, his
Taking a hit out
punches
on the
aren't there.
mob.
Okay, and bang. Oh God, that is terrible.
Yeah. So
Did my shotgun get wet? And it goes.
no.
I don't know this man. I don't know him. I didn't come in with him.
You take a brain as you realize the kid had jumped behind this guy, and the guy dodged.
You hit the kid, basically.
Ugh.
And the
Which side are
scream-
you on again?
The
I'm so
scream
confused. My head.
from the mom will stay with you for a lifetime.
Can we try to heal the kid still, or anything?
He's not dead, but he's hurt.
Yeah, I rush in to try and stop the bleeding, or at least put pressure on the wounds.
So that's
like worse than a character death,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I just...
It was just a terrible roll. 2 sixes. A critical success.
Yep.
Okay.
And first one of the game.
Oh, yes. You go to look for where he got hit. This was a shotgun. You're not seeing any blood. And then you see that the holes that are in his shirt, there's a pocket. And there are 6 coins in his pocket that line up with 6 parts of the shotgun shells, or the shotgun pellets. Each coin has caught them, and there's not even a bruising behind it.
I hug the kid.
Wow.
I love your powers.
And there is no way that the coin sitting in his pocket could have done that. He looks down and he looks at his pocket. He looks around. Leonard? Where's Leonard?
However, at that same moment, I'm going to attack Greaseball because I just full of rage now and realize that this slimy piece of work shouldn't be on this planet.
Okay. Are you taking another strike? Are you hitting him with the gun?
Yeah, I'm going to just beat him with it.
Okay.
Guys, I shout back, the kid is okay. Leonard saved him.
Yeah, but this is all like...
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Were those the coins he stole from Aldrich?
You're feeling a little light.
Some of them, yes.
No, actually, he was helping himself to the coins out of the guy's pocket.
Oh, nice. I like this kid. Try not to shoot him again.
Right. This is
basically I'm now in between the kid and so if he shoots me.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you pulled him off to the side.
Yeah, 100%.
So, how are you doing the strike? Are you, because right now you have temporary points. Are you using a train? Are you using more of your cunning? What are you doing? You can have up to 5 in a roll, if you can get there.
Right, I'm going to go for another, obviously a strike, because I'm going to hit him with the shotgun.
Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest you use a train. I should be able to do. There we go. Got that one. All right. So we used a train.
Okay.
All right. Minimize that. And so you're going to have 2, 1 for the drive, 1 for that. Did you already put in the cunning drive? You're at 4. I think you need 1. There you go.
Yeah, I'll take 1 right. Yep.
All right. So now you're at 3. You have 2 points. Is anybody helping?
What do I need to roll to help?
He's trying to strike him with the butt of the shotgun.
I'm busy using the club.
Or the
I'm just horrified. I'm horrified. It still hasn't registered what's going on, but I don't care because I just know this guy needs to be taken out because he is not going to stop and his family's never going to be safe. And this mob needs to know we're not messing about. It's gone past the point of games and they're just out to do harm for the sake of it now. They're determined to kill this girl and her whole family.
Yeah.
That's, there's no coming back from that. So I've just realized that moment.
To help.
So I'm just...
so he needs nerve drive?
I can give him a nerve drive.
Okay. So Adi has... Okay, you spent it. So that goes up to 3. Anybody else?
What do I have that I can help him with?
Do you have nerve drive? Yes, you do.
Looks like I have 2 left, so he can have one.
Okay. And that takes you to 4 dice this time.
Right. Let's hope that something works. Let's go.
All right. So you have you club him. You hit him pretty hard. He you've got this struggle going on, and he is going to use your hit to push him towards the door past you and slip out of the door. And he is going to run.
Oh, at this point,
Can I
since
oppose that?
I'm
Because he's not. If I have a my way about it, he's not getting out of here alive.
I mean, yeah, he's framed by the door at the moment.
Right. So what do I need to do?
Another attack, or I mean, you don't have a nerve resist. You don't have a nerve resistant, so resistance to reroll. So unfortunately, that doesn't help.
As he's leaving, can I take a turn and shoot him in the back?
Sure.
Because he won't see me doing it.
Okay.
And while I shoot, I'm going to say, Aldrich again!
So that would be strike. Are you spending your last nerve? Or what are you doing here?
I will spend my last nerve, because why not?
Because he's getting on your last nerve? So that is temporarily a 3?
No, because it's only because Aldrich really wants this, so I want to make sure that it accomplishes something.
Okay. He has taken a hit, but he is not down.
Correct.
So he is not a minion.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to roll my strike now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with a 4, you have hit him, and he goes down.
To throw my dagger, my ritual knife at him.
Okay. So you're doing your ghost blade?
Yeah, but if he's already down, do we really need to?
Well, I'm going to stand
You have
over him,
anatomical strike, so you use focus to attack.
If he's went down, I'm going to beat him in the head with the shotgun to make sure that
Free action. He is not able to defend.
So basically, rather than wasting any more things, if he's down there and not moving, I'm just going to absolutely club him.
Okay.
I'll just be like, try to play nice, but you can't help yourself, can you? And I just
can't help himself.
I just keep smashing him in the head.
He's pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So, do I still need to roll focus to strike him?
No, I think that took care of him.
Mm-hmm. So I'm helping the kid. Do you see Leonard anywhere?
He looks around. No. He disappeared right before this happened. He looks down at his shirt. How did that happen? He's looking at the bent coins. They all are hit perfectly centered.
I think Leonard put them there to protect you.
But then he disappeared.
Yes. Maybe he is tired. You know, he used too much energy.
Maybe.
Once I calm down, and sort of heavy breathing, I'll sort of go over to the kid and I'll rough him on the head and go, please don't jump about when I'm trying to take care of greasy guys. That's not good. And don't scare me like that again, please.
He did warn us. He was going to do something.
That's not a problem, but don't scare me like that again. You promise?
I'll try.
Right. And I sort of look over to Ladybird.
You're going to tell me I can't hang on the electrical lines.
You can't.
Not the live ones. Make sure they're covered.
Half of them don't work anyways. He points around.
Yeah, well, don't hang on the ones that do. That's not good. That hurts.
Makes your hair stand up.
Anyway, I say to Ladybird, I think you be best coming with us and staying with us till we get this sorted out. We don't need these creatures.
What if she comes back here?
We'll have
I
to
will
cross that
stay
bridge
here.
where we can't worry about yous while focusing on this. We need yous with us.
She reluctantly agrees.
And don't worry, ma'am. I will stay here and keep an eye out.
Another police officer shows up. One of the just plain old, just regular officers, and he
Constable,
says,
yeah.
"Sorry about the two gentlemen. They're kind of out of the two officers basically were injured, but they had fought off the guys and managed to. But while they are away, he is there to. He showed up to help watch her at the house. But they don't have anybody extra right now. Do you want him to stay there, or do you want him to go with you?"
I
come with
point
us.
to the guy on the floor. You probably should arrest that one. Do your job.
Says, "Arrest? I don't think there's much left. He was attacked by the South Suffolk gang, wasn't he?" He looks at you.
Yeah, there's some sort of gang warfare going on. It's terribly these neighborhoods. That's why
Terrible
there's
these
probably
days. Certainly not going to find a Candela inscribed bullet, right?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, look, it's a through and through. It didn't stay.
And if it did, Eldrick might have slipped, like teleported them out or something.
I hope I
really
caught that.
don't know.
I hope I caught that. That was a bad sneeze.
No, we heard
Alright.
some of it, but
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
matter.
All right. So you guys, you're
Well,
you
I
take
promised to stay.
Lady Mendez and the boy to your place. He thinks this warehouse is like the next best playground ever. He is running up and down stairs, practically hanging from the rafters. He wants to see how your tricks work.
I have a box of like starter tricks for children's
He's
parties.
totally into it and just messing
So
with
I'm
it.
like,
You catch
I give
him
him a-
trying to talk to Leonard and looking around and kind of get sad a little bit. And
I
then
promised to
shrug and-
stay behind the house,
he'll be back.
and it was just so I could at least go into the girls' bedroom and soak up all the bleed that was still left there.
you didn't
I-
find any more. It's all
Okay,
gone.
so I don't need that item, but I'm still keeping it on me just in case.
Always good to have on you. You
But I will write a quick note that Mom and your brother are safe, and then the
Okay.
phone number for the bookstore,
Sure.
although she probably doesn't have a phone. So I also will give directions to
there's
the
a
bookstore.
phone there's a phone in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but like I said, I will just give directions to the bookstore.
Everybody uses the same phone.
It's like the 1970s. If one household in the street has the phone, everybody uses it.
Yeah, 1920s.
Chips in
Yes,
towards the bill.
Yes,
very very much like early 1900s. Yep.
but instead of
There's one
standing
phone
still,
like in the neighborhood.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about the
but-
1970s where I'm from. That's where it was.
That's the way it was.
Yeah.
I think everybody in our area had a phone, but I imagine certain parts of towns did not. So
But guys, instead that she stands still at one phone, and
Yeah.
possibly that gets targeted by the mafia that looks at
You
the
leave a
phone if
note.
she ever, I leave a note and say
there's an
go
ink
to
pot,
the
there's
bookstore.
paper. You leave a note.
Yep.
You tell her
Go to the
you give her
bookstore.
the address for the store. You give her the address for your headquarters. And
No,
then
no.
No, we don't do
Okay.
I
that.
think that's
Yeah.
wise.
Okay, well,
Maybe.
maybe write it in the reverse language.
Yes. But also, I will also say if you don't want to go to the bookstore, contact the police. You know?
Or
Okay.
just go to the bookstore. Stop messing about, you silly wench. You are getting a spanking.
And I
So we
will
can illustrate the
sign
W
it
pause.
with the lady that gave you the piece of paper in the dream.
What age
Okay.
is this girl?
Hmm?
What age is this girl?
And I
Adi?
16.
Yeah.
The girl is 16.
She's
Adi
acting like
is-
a
Younger
5-year-old.
than Alicia Mendez.
Yeah. She's acting like a 5-year-old with her silly. After seeing her dream, giggling and whooping like a flipping burn.
Oh, you're talking about Alicia? She's like 18, 19.
Oh, then
Okay.
she has no excuses. She's obviously a bit simple.
Who knows?
She is enjoying the dream and it does not realize how much time has passed.
I mean, Dreamworld,
And,
it felt like only 5 minutes in there, you know?
Pretty much.
Just to be responsible
you guys
for
felt like you
those
were only
who-
in there for 5 minutes and the entire night passed.
Right. And at that, I think we're going to take our first break, because if we don't, we will be interrupted by ads anyways for those that aren't members of the channel. So, and I forgot to take the one at the previous hour, so my apologies. So we're going to run into a quick ad break, but we'll be back in a few minutes so that people can enjoy the rest of the stream uninterrupted.
Well, in this whole session, the crew was readying themselves to go into the dream, but were stopped by the police that were actually wanting to have more information about the missing girl. We told them about the involvement of the mobsters, and they looked into it. They also provided the family with some police protection, but you know, police these days, they get overrun by mobsters pretty easily. We went into the dream, we found the girl we were looking for. But dream semantics, you know, up is down, down is up, left is right is right. You never know how to get anywhere there. So we were too late, and the kids might have gone down with the ship. We don't know for sure. We only know that we woke up the next morning reeking of salt water and needed a change of clothes, went to the girls' home, found that the mobsters were already inside, and, well, Aldrich took care of one. But shooting the kid was not part of this plan. Luckily, the imaginary friend was also a guardian angel.
And just for the record, for Hartpretkan, waking up reeking like salt water is really just another Saturday night.
You know, Morse clubs.
All right.
Now, it's curious though, Aldrich and Harry. Since we were there already in our dreams, does this mean we know where the place is and we could actually go there in the dream by casting the spell?
Yes.
I mean, we were shown where it is now.
Mm-hmm. But does she
So
replay
why don't we
the
try
same
to go
scene?
in there and hyper focus on getting her out this time?
Well, maybe every one of us should focus to land in the crow's nest.
So what we're thinking is or she replays the same scene over and over again, like a loop,
I hope so. I'm not sure.
or else we're going swimming. What happens? Where's the storybook?
I give you the book because I know where I put it.
I flicked after
so we read a few pages early.
You go
Yeah,
early or later?
later. I'm looking after what happens after the Kraken.
After the Kraken, the ship is wrecked on a beach.
I hold
Son
that
of a
up.
beach!
Would this make more sense to go here? If we
Well,
can...
who's to say that she survived?
Well, if she hasn't survived, then we kind of don't need to do anything anymore. We can call the case solved. But I'm thinking if she's if she's going through this story, hear me out. If she's going through the story, she's going chapter by chapter and playing out each scene,
From
or
what I
stuck in the same scene. But can we go back in and out of the dream at various points? Or does this only exist if she's there?
But guys, from what I've seen, she seems to be able to influence the dream, possibly because it's her dream. She was at the
I don't
crow's
know,
net and then she
Ari.
was at the helm. She didn't
But she
move like me.
didn't read the rest of the book. She didn't read it. That
No,
was
no,
the
no, no, no.
bookmark. She doesn't know what she's expecting.
I look at
That's-
the other dog ears. Are there dog ears along the
That's-
book further? Like, is this a book that's been read more than once? I think
this
you would
is
have to
a
read this
book
book
read
more
They
than
have
more
read
once.
it multiple
once.
times.
Yeah, this is something she
Well,
reads
then
during
forget
your
what I
cover.
said. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It was clearly a loved book, so she knows what she was getting into. And since she can influence her own dream, I mean, going from the crow's nest to the helm, I'm pretty sure she would be on the beach by now. Or maybe even further in the story.
Yeah, so that's my question. If we go to the beach and she's not there, that means she's further on the story. Do
In
we come
theory.
back in and try and go back into a different part? Or if she's not at the beach, does something bad happen to us? Was it luck that we landed in the same part? You know this magic stuff. It's pretty dangerous, and now that I'm knowing a bit more about it, I'm hesitant. I'd like to make the right choice. Clever people.
I mean,
Clever librarian
was
who knows stuff.
slammed
I'm just
into a staircase and I got motion sickness on board the ship.
I told you need to leave that library and live in the world. That's why you keep flummoxing whenever things happen.
But I'm pretty sure that if we focus on her, we will get at the same place as she is. Don't focus on a place, but focus on her.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Y'all study the rituals again?
Do
Sit
we
down
need to
and-
add something in? I'm thinking an item.
You're able to replace your spells.
No, but the focus on her. I know there was a photograph, but it's not very good. But personal item, does that help with the ritual? We only met this girl last night in a dream.
So give me someone needs to give me a focus roll.
I will.
I'm doing this in character, by the way. This is me mulling out, going, I'm trying to figure out this magic stuff.
So you're pretty sure that it's it's the location is it's basically like your will. So you might be able to focus it on her as a person.
And if you need any personal items of her, we got all her books basically.
Well, this one seems to be the world, so this might be the one to focus on. I'm just saying.
I'm certainly very happy that she didn't choose 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Or a Hellbound Heart.
Don't put that image in my mind. Before I know it, I will end up in my own dream. Under the sea. Oh, and guys, check your notes. I have to make a new one for myself because I make doubles. But you should have one note for her and one note for yourself for the return trip.
Yes, because my previous one got soaked with water.
I will make a new one for you then.
Do we have laminators in this?
Is yours still readable?
Yeah, I'll redo it anyway, just to.
And when I say soaked with water, it was in my front.
Completely soaked.
Yeah, well, and it was in my front pocket, so I'm hoping she believes it was water.
Like I said, I will write 6 notes again. So 2 for you, 2 for me, and 2 for Aldrich. Don't worry about it. But I only write down the return spell. And the notes that got soaked that returned to me, I actually set them ablaze. Like, I burn them. I destroy the evidence. of them ever existing. Also, I will ask Aldrich to keep the kid busy because I don't want him to look over my shoulder and actually read this.
Yeah, that's right. I'll show him some, like I said, I've already given him the starter magician set. One I'd use starting out, and I'll show him how to do some of the tricks.
I also am not trying to make you focus on him again, so you know that he's okay, he is fine, and trying
I'm
to
gonna
give
have a
you a
step
bit of
family
peace
after
of
this.
mind.
Adventure.
All right. So you've done all the preparations.
New
The
vest.
boy has kept somebody busy the entire time. So the day passes unimaginably fast. And basically you're having to tag team. You don't know how the mother can keep up with him by herself. You realize Alicia probably does a lot of help with working with him. He is hyperactive, is like his picture. You've done, you've made preparations. He eats dinner. You think, oh my God, is this kid still going to go? And all of a sudden he just crashes out. He is out. Miss Mendez does not look like she is ready to sleep. She is basically sitting up next to her boy and fervently hoping and praying that her daughter returns. You
Does
guys
she
go
work?
off do what?
Does she work?
She does. She's a seamstress. So she works out of her home.
I look at the kid. Still no any kind of magic around him.
Give me a sense roll.
Come on.
Not much. I mean, there's the traces that you've been suspecting are just trace bleed from him having basically shared a room with his sister.
I'll say to her, would you mind if you have a bit of time? That's something I've been meaning to do for ages, and I'll go to my chest and I'll pull out one of my old robes. This one I use for certain occasions, but as you can see, I'll just show it's a bit threadbare. Some of the sequins are coming off. If you've got time in your hands while you're here and don't want to be bored, I know there's probably not much of excitement for you to do, but
She says she appreciates all that you're doing and she'll see what she can do. And
basically, rather than her sitting there fretting, if she wouldn't mind looking after my
kind of
robe.
recognizing what you're doing.
What? And then I'd sort of go, what does the young man do in his spare time?
Well, I mean, he studies the stuff that Alicia has set up for him.
Mm-hmm.
The reading and the writing and the arithmetic.
Does he like talking to people?
There's not very many people that are safe for him to talk to in South Suffolk. Other than
no, well, I'm thinking I could do with an announcer. Do you know what? Young lad at his size, little bellboy's uniform. When it comes to a show, maybe pass the hat round afterwards.
I'll do it for 3 coppers a show. It's a little bit much.
My eyes sort of light up. Go, oh, we've got a little hustler. I like it.
But I guarantee I'll bring up your shows by at least 5 people.
Yeah, somebody welcome people into the tent. It's and I'm just saying this to Nightingale, isn't it her name?
He was sleeping, right?
The boy's name?
No, the mother's name.
Ladybird.
Oh, Ladybird. Sorry, I knew it was an animal. So I'm just saying to Ladybird. Not a lot here and there again, but it's honest work, and it's good if a young lad's interested in magic. It's a good way to get into the trade. Just putting it out there after all this unpleasantness is sorted out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that he'll ever do everything that Alicia's done, but sure, that definitely gets him a start.
So
She appreciates what she is suspicious is charity.
Charlie, I see potential in the young man. And the Carney's life is, you have to start out working the crowd, and it's how you start early.
I think if the
You
little
catch him
boy works,
looking around again.
Hmm?
You catch him looking around again.
but I thought
But-
the little boy was sleeping.
He wanted to have a conversation before it happened, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's still looking for his friend.
Yeah, I can see that somebody just in the house bouncing off the walls, basically. So that's
But again,
that energy
after
to use.
dinner, he about an hour after dinner, he just out.
When the kid is out, I will ask the ladybird. So about his language, did his sister teach him? You said?
He's not sure. They started going back and forth in it about a year ago.
But they never told you what they were doing.
She thought they made it up.
Well, and Ari will explain now that the kid is asleep. It's technically telling on them, but still. If you listen carefully to the words your son is saying, he's actually just speaking backwards. Every word.
That's a lot of words to remember.
Yeah. I think he's actually really smart. He could probably get an educational scholarship if he keeps this up, but we might have actually found someone interested in getting a scholarship to them, but he was less helpful than I had initially thought.
Well, she gets an academic scholarship, so it's possible. She had to apply to some foundation for it.
What kind of foundation? If I may
Some
ask.
art thing in Silver Slip.
I give the other to knowing Luke. Well, we will try to make your daughter come home tonight. It didn't work last night, but we found her. So
You saw her?
yeah, we saw her.
Is she okay?
Yes,
she
she
safe?
was having a pleasant boat ride.
Yeah, ended real pleasant.
Hey, she had the time of her life. I heard her laughing.
She's looking around at all of you. Some of y'all are not holding it in as well as others. Like, okay. Please
That's
bring her home.
great.
Let's get started.
Ari, you finally learned, honey. Nice. and I mean nothing by that, ma'am. Good day.
Please bring her home safe.
Right, let's
Now,
get
you've got
started.
to learn to talk like that with the police now. Also, ignore that.
I dislike the police, so I don't think I can.
All right. So, you finally get yourself settled. You have
But
studied
basically,
your
this lady
rituals.
had earned my respect. I mean, having that kid around all day, I drove me crazy.
Yeah, you're feeling quite exhausted. Your head's hit the pillow after studying your rituals, and you are out. You open your eyes to near total darkness and crashing water. Behind you, the Intrepid has been broken in two. You find yourself on a beach. You can see the forecastle and helm rapidly sinking. A a set of tentacles is wrapped around it and pulling it into the ocean.
We made it to the beach.
You look around on the beach. She looks over and she sees you. She says, "It's you. Y'all were on the boat." She points back at the boat.
Yes, and we are here to help you get home.
She says, "You gave me the paper," but she's like pulling it and it's just soaked through and the ink is just a blot.
Yeah, and I grabbed the new one from my pocket. Is it also
No, it's fine. Y'all are standing on the beach.
okay? So I will walk over to her and hand her the new one.
So you hand it to her. She says, she starts looking at it. She goes, "It's written all wrong." And
Yes.
she's looking. "Oh, that's phonetic."
Mm-hmm.
She keeps studying it, and you hear something behind her.
I look over. Holy crap! What is that?
It's just on top of the rocks. This creature just suddenly just comes up out of the shadow.
I knew we should have read the rest of the book.
She looks over at that. She says, "That's
Well,
not
why
from
didn't
the
you
book.
tell us?
That's not from the book." But I think I saw that before.
The
I think
damn
that thing's been
shopkeeper.
chasing us.
Yeah. Did you happen to meet a greasy mobster type person while you're bouncing about in here?
Mobster? No.
Guys, I have drawn my weapon, my blades.
On paper?
No, I gave her the paper. I have
You're
drawn
into this drawing, Foxy.
If I was a maid, I'd be hitting the drums now.
Oh,
So, what was it that you saw the mob did that they didn't like that you saw?
I have no idea. I didn't see anything from the mob.
I point to the monster. That is the shopkeeper.
Oh, good. He's here too. Maybe he could help us.
Guys, I am
have you
going
been
into
listening the
mode.
last 2 days?
Right. Yes, that's why I'm standing behind you now.
Yep. I just shouted, "Kid, focus, raid, get out of here."
All right.
I pulled the shotgun.
Thou shalt not pass.
So, I'm looking for a 6. Nope, that's not a 6. There's a 6. All right. Okay. Who is acting first?
I am.
Okay. And you are going to?
Anatomical strike.
Okay. So are you using a nerve die or are you doing unskilled?
It's a focus, if I'm correct.
Oh, that's right. You're using your dagger.
Yep. My ghost
blade. So you are walking up to this shadowy creature. I should find the picture of him.
And I can probably actually hurt him because it's.
Oh, great. No. Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay.
I'm looking for a picture of him in case.
And for just in case, I use one of my intuition dives as well. How to change the number of focus to 4. How can I change the number to focus?
I have.
Yeah, click on it and just press 4.
I'm going to change the 3 to a 4 temporarily. There you go.
Yep.
Yep, I have intuition. Oh, I was going to give you intuition drive. No.
If you want to roll another one, you can roll another one. Haven't looked. You have a 5 as your high. Do you wish to take another of his another die?
Yep.
Okay, I'll give
Maybe
her
it comes up as a 6. Nope. So a 5.
Nope.
Okay, so you walk up and you spin and you take that dagger and you slam it home into him, and he backhands you. At the same time, you take 1 bleed. He takes 1 damage.
The bleed, is it soaked by my body armor?
If you can choose to soak it with your ward.
I will soak
you
it with
choose?
my wards.
Okay, so your ward is no longer, and you don't take the bleed. There we go.
I was expecting him.
So, but yeah, she does this amazing spin, and that dagger just sinks in, and then just disappears from her hand, and then another one reforms in her hand.
Right.
All right,
So
who's
as she
going
gets
next?
backhanded, that throws her clear, yes?
Yes, he is thrown clear.
Cool. Are there any children running about?
There are no children about.
Are there any distraught mothers running about?
No, there are not just any distraught mothers running about.
Then I would like to point my shotgun at the big monster, please, and pull the
Okay.
trigger again, and hopefully...
Might
Okay,
want to
how are
change
you-
positions.
Yes. So
Well, that
I
isn't
mean,
static. You know, if you've went in, you've attacked, you've been backhanded,
Yep, I fall back like
so
over
that'll
here.
be like me facing them then.
I would have imagined y'all would have closed up some distance on him. So
Yeah.
there you go. I just changed the map around a little bit.
I'd shout it to her, focus, read, get out of here, so she should be right behind us, reading that bloody spell. If she's not, she's getting a spike bottom after all this is done for being naughty.
So in stream I see rain and snow, and in game I see that nothing.
It's not. I don't know why it's not showing it in here. I'm not sure what I did to it. It's supposed to be showing some storm. The storm is supposed to
It's
still be
looking
going
cool.
on, but I'm not
Yeah.
seeing it for some reason. Yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
not showing it to
that's-
me. I don't know what I did wrong.
No, we have storms. It's very cool. We have good effects.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was showing me. I wish I was seeing it, but I'm not seeing it. But if y'all are seeing it, great.
Sorry, folks, you can see it on the
Check,
replay.
Check Twitch.
I'll
Even got
look at it
a
later.
flash of lightning there.
Yep, there's
Yeah.
always the replay. Anyway, it's time for my
Y'all are able to
boomstick.
see the characters though, right?
Yep.
It's not
Yep.
blacked out, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Because that was my concern, was that you're just seeing a blank screen on it, because that can happen. So my apologies. Okay, so how are you? Well, right now your strike is a 0. So and you are out of nerve drive. What are you going to use? Again, you do have circle training points that you could use.
Right, where are those? Oh, of 1 point, yes.
You can use one. It is here. What I will do is I will erase the next one.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Do not know why it's not. Oh well, there you go. It's broken up enough.
Yeah.
All right, so you use one of those. You get 1 point to your strike. Anybody helping him out?
Yes, what do
Nerve
I
drive?
have to give him? Nerve? No, I don't
Nerve
have
drive.
nerve.
I
Don't
think
go
I'm
for
out.
Here's the thing, are you better keeping it for yourself if you've got the better weapon?
Oh no, I use focus, so that's another.
Right, okay.
Yeah, her focus
I
is
don't-
is a 3 to attack. It's a nice.
And but I don't have nerve. That's basically, if I'm correct. Oh well, wait, I don't
Nope.
have nerve,
No,
but I don't
wait.
use it.
Yeah, you do have nerf.
So
you could
I
give
don't
him
really use nerve. So if you want, you can get one of mine.
Okay,
so
yes,
I will
please.
spend one off of there. Your setup for your attack has given Aldrich some cover as he approaches with that shotgun and just brings it up and just unloads it.
And
unfortunately, the images of the boy are just very strong with you.
now I'm just sort of...
And you kind of flinch as you pull that trigger.
Yeah, I skyrocket it.
Didn't you get 2 extra dice?
That is, but he has none to start with.
Yeah, I have none because I'm not a...
That's
I
bad.
just picked up the shotgun on spec. I'm not a warrior, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So
So you're inexperienced with shotguns. Get it?
Yeah, just... That's why I picked the shotgun, because it's just big, loud, goes boom.
give me a sense roll, Aldrich. So you realize that given as strong as the magic is here, and you can work directly with sense to try to mitigate whatever this thing is. And that was actually a miss. There we go. All right. Who is next?
That would be me, unless Alicia's doing anything.
She is rather fearful.
I am going to reiterate what Aldrich said. Alicia, read it. Get out of here. This isn't part of the story. Something's broke now. Get out of here now. Well, we're not part of the story, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to shoot at the creature with
She is still reading
handgun.
and trying
So
to
that's
understand
a strike.
what she is reading.
Okay.
Yeah, strike. So you have
I show
a
back.
4.
You don't need to understand what you're reading. Just saying it out loud.
But that's not the way she learned it.
Yeah.
So it's completely new to her.
Damn it.
You shoot the Dream Reaver, and it hits, and it reaches out and it just blasts you with its shadow. You take 1 bleed.
All right. 1 bleed. Oh, you did it. Okay, thank you.
Yep. I try to keep track of that because it's so complex on the sheet. And who is next?
If we all went, the monster attacked us on each of our turns.
It has it's getting a reaction based on your rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
you've got a little bit longer before it actually does something.
okay. Then it's my turn again, or Alicia's?
Whoever's turn.
Okay.
We can go in the same order. So Adi, if you wanted to go.
Yeah. I will
Go in the same
attack it
order.
again with Ghost Blade, and then we'll take another intuitive drive for this.
Okay. So you're gonna run up on it. Intuitive drive.
Nice.
You got at least 1 stick.
Oh, nice.
All right. So you have hit it with a stick. All right. And that is it's 2 points. You drive that ghost blade into it. And you push it over and you land on it as you're just driving that blade through its chest. And it starts to fade. And you see Moreau laying there. And even he begins to dissipate as the brooch is just there. And the only thing left is the brooch.
I pick up the brooch.
Okay. You have picked up the item.
I wouldn't touch that. You know where it's been.
Yeah, but if I leave it here, he might come back to pick it up or something.
There you go. You have it on your character sheet. If you click the little black button on your inventory,
Yeah.
you can actually read it.
The black button. Brooch.
And then
Okay.
there's a design, backside, enchantment, lore, usage. As you can study this thing and gain all of that knowledge. It should be down at the bottom if you don't. If
Yeah,
you can't
I'm
see it, let me know.
reading it.
Okay.
Each point of the star is tipped with a different gemstone, each representing one of the 5 classical elements. So ruby for fire, a sapphire for water, an emerald for earth, and a topaz for air, and the diamonds for ethereal. So even if we pull this brooch apart, each elemental gem should make a lot of money.
Well, it is full of magic. You're handling it gingerly.
Yes. I don't think this would fit in a bleed containment vial.
Depends. I mean, what does your bleed containment vial look like?
I hope it's a box,
Okay, it's a box.
and I put it in the box.
So you
Or a
open
little
this
satchel.
this box. It's got the like little spring where it locks itself open, and you set this thing carefully in it. You slap it closed, and it fits into the box. You're able to put it in there. The bleed is now contained.
And I turn back to the guys and say, I really hope he doesn't accuse me from stealing this thing, because I don't want to go to jail.
You're
I
pretty
think
sure
that's-
he's not coming back.
No, but in the real life, if we
You're pretty
encounter him-
sure he's not coming back.
Oh, never mind. I killed a guy.
On the positive, free whiskey. On the positive note, free whiskey.
Free whiskey. Yep.
Perhaps we could even take over his enterprise. It seemed pretty swanky.
Do you really want to be a nightmare to others?
Let's.
She
Let's-
walks
I
over.
I
She's
would
like,
say
I
I
still
already
don't-
am.
She walks over. She says, "I still don't understand it. Can someone please show me the original word?"
Oh, right. And I will take the notes, and on the back I will write the original verse.
So she will study that. She goes, "Oh, well, I didn't write that," and then she reads it and disappears.
Wait, we still don't know why the mob wants her.
Yes, we do. She can do this. He can do that. He doesn't want her doing that.
I don't
Okay.
understand either. I only know that Sir Monroe, the shopkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
was here, and
He
he
was
was
here.
a nightmare.
And
And that's the only thing that she saw in the dreams. Him.
It was also the
Ah,
big giant squid out in the bay,
Don't know what the
and
connection
he was
is.
also the storm.
I don't know what the connection
Wow.
is between him and the mob, but
but we still got to give him credit. He works hard.
shall we leave as well? This place gives me the creeps,
Well,
especially
yeah,
because I don't know
kinda
what
wanna-
story is next.
We have to go back before the police find her. This way we could have found her first.
Sounds like a plan. And I read my notes and disappear.
Yeah. So each of you read your note, or you go through your ritual, and pop, you disappear. You're back in your beds. It is morning. You have a knock on the big roller door. There's or not big roller door, but the big opening, the big
Like a
wagon
warehouse
doors.
door, but the one.
hmm
Yeah,
But there's also one of those small doors in it.
Yep.
You walk over, and it is Miss Sharp, and next to her is Alicia. Says, "I found this waif hanging out, knocking on my door rather urgently at about 5 this morning."
Yes, I left a note for her.
Ah, yes. Well, here she is. I believe your mother is in here, since you did not find her at your home. And with that, Miss Sharp turns around and walks away. Her shadowy arm is waving at you from behind.
I wave back. Oh, and then I realize about the brooch. So I say, guys, you can handle this. And I run to catch up with Elizabeth.
Oh, so you're going to give her the brooch?
I'm going to give her my report. Of
Ah.
course, I tell that the brooch mysteriously disappeared when I woke up this morning.
Naturally. Please don't do anything with it that would cause more problems.
I
promise.
bring the wee girl in then and start reintroduce her to her family.
Oh yes, brother is absolutely ecstatic, and they have an entire conversation in that reverse language. But he still looks around, and Alicia frowns and looks around again with him, and says something, and then she kind of closes her eyes and thinks for a minute. And he's watching the door, and his face just lights up. The only word you get out of it is Leonard. Alicia looks a little guilty.
Wow.
Yeah. I sort of said, you do know that you frightened your family?
I was only gone for like an hour.
Try 3 weeks.
4 days.
You're not here. You're over doing your.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Must be the
know.
player.
What?
No, but she's been missing before we got her. So
By about 2 days. Yep. So a total of 5 days. Or
5 days.
something like that.
3 weeks sounds better. It's more impactful.
Just, well, I guess I will try to not do that again.
Look, I tried not to do stuff, and look where it's got me, dealing with this, these strange cases all the time. You know, this magic stuff, don't play with it lightly.
Yeah. It's interesting. I just wanted to see Calico Jack. That was cool. I got caught up in the moment. But that giant squid was crazy. And then the storm hit, and that was... I don't ever remember reading anything as scary as the boat coming apart. That's Calico's boat. I mean, that boat doesn't get destroyed.
No, well, let's just say, when you use magic, others do as well, and they don't like you in their playground. And they get jealous, and that's the world. We didn't make it. That's the way it is.
You know.
You've got to learn to play the game. Speaking of games, young man, we have a show this weekend, and you're going to be announcing me, aren't you?
Yep. Do you want your coins back?
No, you haven't.
You start thinking about it, and you're like, there's no money in any of your pockets. Leonard's pretty sneaky.
Yes,
There, but this me, the player. You do know he's going to rob everyone in your show, right?
That's the plan.
I don't know. I think making them pay to see Aldrich perform is highway robbery in and of itself.
He hands you a pouch that you did not have. And Harpotke realizes that's his pouch.
Well played, young man.
Yep. You know what? A few more of these, and you won't have to live where you're living. Your mother works hard.
But the caves are cool. A friend of mine gets to go down underneath all the time.
Yeah, well, that's fine and well, but think of your poor mother and sister.
And they move.
Yes, but there's other exciting things you can do as well. Stick with me, kid.
Yeah, we can make money.
Yes, and don't forget, you're here to. Have you ever heard of an apprenticeship?
Apprenticeship. And he starts thinking about it and goes, "Is that where like you have to like listen to adults and they are boring?" And
but and I sort of play with a bit of flash paper. If you listen, you can learn.
Ooh, I get to do that kind of stuff?
Eventually, but you need to focus. You're a little bit excitable. We need to work on that.
My mom says I'm incorrigible too.
Well, let's encourage some good things, eh?
Isn't that good? I thought incorrigible was good.
Wait, different types of good. Well, that'll be a few years down the line before we play those games.
Leonard says he didn't like getting shot.
Yeah, I didn't like shooting them. So we'll not do that in future, eh? That's no jumping in front of guns.
I wasn't jumping in front of. I was behind him. He jumped out of the way. He's a sneaky one too.
Yeah, well, bullets are sneakier.
They are. When do I get to learn that?
That's something we'll try to avoid. I only had to learn this 2 days ago, and I don't like it.
That's a lot of skill for 2 days.
I don't like these. These aren't fun.
They're loud.
These are fun, and I have 2 coins this time.
Going back and forth. He's like,
Yep.
And like he pulls out a coin and he's trying to get it to go from finger to finger. And you see that he's kind of worked it out, but he's really slow.
Yeah, that's it. If Ladybug kindly makes him a little uniform, I'm sure of some material lying about, and
You realize that the coin that he's flipping is not a new fair coin.
Do you recognize where it's from?
It's got that runic script on it. He goes, I found a whole bunch of these. You want to see where? And we'll end it there.
Nice.